Hey y'all, welcome back to Too Much with
Shey
and Becca. How are y'all? I have missed y'all. I hope you guys really enjoyed that wonderful, beautiful, well put together, eloquently described. I'm using every adjective I can right now to describe the episode that we did regarding our two countries, Haiti and DR. I hope you guys, even if you're not Haitian or Dominican or Puerto Rican or of any Caribbean, Afro descent or whatever like that, that you guys,
Mm-hmm.
tuned in and watched and like just got a little understanding to some of the tensions that are happening in both countries. Well, one island, two people.
Period. You guys, I am so mad that I have to be in this background when I have a whole office, but my office is overheating, so I can't be there. I'm like, this is attic issues. Oh my God. Also, it may just be broke city issues because people that got money could just add an AC to their office. But baby, we can afford one AC. This is for the people I live under my means. And so therefore now I gotta be here in the kitchen. And it's just, but we're gonna work through it. It's okay. Everything is
Uh,
great.
be with me in reminding Shayla she looked good in no matter what lighting and whatever
Thank
background. You are the
you.
star.
I appreciate that. It's not. I know I look good. Thank you. It's just more so like the background. Like it's just, but it's okay. If you see a microwave, if you see a pillow, just be here for us,
Mind you,
not for
when you
the
said that,
background.
I'm playing Where's Waldo and I'm looking for a pillow,
Girl,
a
the pillow's
microwave.
right there. But let's move on. How's your week going?
First off, let me play. Shayla, come
Don't
on.
look at my background, y'all. Focus on me. On Becca.
What's happening?
Shayla.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
it's okay, girl. I get it. Y'all, I am struggling today. Before Shayla and I even started recording, I was like, Shayla, I'm struggling today. Like, I'm miserable. And she's like, why? I'm like, of course, like of all days, and I'm sorry if you are a man. I mean, I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry because it's like you didn't tune in to hear this. But like, your girl got her period, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm struggling, but I'm pushing through because we gonna fake it till we make it. And the moment I talk to Shayla, the moment I'm making sure we got content for y'all, I'm happy, I'm excited. Also, I didn't say this in the beginning. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Like our subscriber count is literally going up. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
Feed me.
Thank you guys so much for the support. We appreciate every like. When we did drop the episode with that we talked about Haiti and DR, we did get a lot of people, in the comments, and we appreciate it. If you're Haitian, shout out to us. We love y'all down.
They said us, all right.
Well, we share an island. I know we're going through it, but the moral of the story is we appreciate it. We love having our Caribbean brothers and sisters in the comments. And thank you guys so much for the support because, we do put in a lot of work into this. And although we do it because we love to stay up to date with current events, it does feel a little bit better when you are seeing that reciprocal engagement.
Definitely, for sure, for sure. So, some of the things that I just wanted to talk to you guys about regarding my week. So, Mariah the Scientist did drop her new album, and I was really excited because I remember I heard like Burning Blue, and I liked the Burning Blue, and then I remember I think the song called "Is It a Crime," and I was like, "Oh, okay, is it a
Mm-hmm.
crime?" So I was a little excited, and then the album dropped. And I'm the type of person, I firmly believe if I don't listen to like the album in a car, like I don't know, it's something about the speakers in a car, like the bass, the boom, everything coming together that just makes me like a song more or like figure out if I really do like the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I still have yet to listen to the full album. That's how much I'm struggling to really get in tune with it. I did listen to Sacrifice and I like Sacrifice. She also has this song, I believe it's called More, and I like that, but I don't know, like this album, I don't know why it's just not doing it for me. Like compared to her other albums, I could tell this one's completely different because it's more about Young Thug and her being in love. And I love that for her. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what it is, but something's just not connecting me.
And talking about not connecting, I gotta change this. We had the wrong background, child. I had to. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we had hey, yes, we did just change the background. I'm saying, yeah, we are multiple women band. I'm sorry, I had to. We had the interview background. Continue with Mariah.
Right. Yeah, so it's just something about the album that's not hitting. But also I've been listening to like the songs and I know I'm going against my first words, what I said, like listening to it in the car. I did listen to Sacrifice in the car. I do listen to Is It a Crime, Burning Blue, and I did listen to, I believe the song is called More in the car, but I need to listen to the whole encompassment of the album all together in the car. But it's just like I need to be going a long distance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so I can really like hone in and focus in. Maybe I'll just drive up to
So
Shayla.
when do you think that this is gonna happen? Because I already told her, okay, listen to it. She said, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it in the car, and it still has. So when is the action movement?
When I'm with you tomorrow.
Girl, you need to do this on your own time. What? No.
But no, honestly, I am. I just, like I said, I just need to be going far, or like, cause like I think it's like 6 or 7 songs on the album. So I just want to make sure, like, while I'm driving, I don't got nothing else to do. Nothing else can distract me. Like lately, when I've gone in the car, I've been calling doctors. I've been calling all these different people. So like I'm doing all these other things. So it's like to
Okay.
say my focus is on the album. It's not. But I am gonna do so because I do love Mariah the Scientist. Even if I don't love the album, one thing I do want to do is go to her concert, and I will be still walking out of there front row, voice all gone. I don't care if I like it or hate it.
Wow, you got money. First row? I know that's
Girl,
right.
girl, I
Classic.
got a credit card ready for her. Anyway,
Okay.
speaking of artists, Kevin Gates, right? I've been seeing some like I guess he did a concert, he did a performance recently, and people were sharing certain things that happened at the concert. Now, I will be the first to say Kevin Gates is extremely freaked out. Like, if you put the word, like the term freaked out in the dictionary, you would have to put Kevin Gates right there.
Mm.
I am both intrigued and scared of Kevin Gates. Like, it's like, and I'm not talking about like I don't care like when in terms of like his personal choices and everything like that, I don't really like connect with him.
Mhm.
The like character that he like portrays when he's in these interviews or like he's on stage, I'm like intrigued but scared at the same time. And if you know, you know. Like I just
Okay, so you're not for the viewers, listeners, you're not gonna tell them like what if people don't know who
okay,
Kevin
so
Gates is
like
and you just leave like what happened?
a mom, if you watching this, please skip past this, please.
Okay.
So I guess at the performance, or whatever, he had brought a fan onto the stage, and I know Shayla's gonna hate this, but like he spit in a fan's mouth, the one that's on the stage, and like he said, swallow it, and she did, and I was just like,
But sometimes when stuff like that happens, I think it's just like I don't know if premeditated is the right word, but like it's like a bit that they already you know what I mean? Like they try to act like they bring in a random person, but it's really not a random person.
but no,
It gotta be.
If you know Kevin Gates' history, I wholeheartedly believe that because like I feel like when you are a Kevin Gates fan and you go to his concert, you kind of know what to expect. Like I don't know if you remember that sound that was going viral a while ago. That was like he was like, "Bitch, bend over, get up on your toes." Like, and I remember the unhealthy amount of times I watched that video.
Mhm.
It like honestly, it went triple platinum on TikTok due
Well,
to
I have to say I'm not a like I've seen him on social media, but like I know nothing about him other than clips that pop
yeah,
up.
girl. Listen, and I get it. This is why I don't like to interact with his stuff because when I genuinely say I'm intrigued, scared, and also I'm confused because I'm like, Rebecca, you don't even like him for real. But it's like, it's something about the portrayal of everything. I'm just like, I need to hurry up
Mm.
and get my man.
Okay.
And then the next thing I want to talk about, so Shador, right? Y'all know I love me some Shador, but I had saw this one comment that made me sit there and like really like think. So Shador was doing a press conference and they were, they always at the media, like the people who, and I know Shayla and I work in the media, but sometimes these people who do work at these media spaces try to get those questions to try and get people riled up and things like that. So then I guess during one of the press conferences, like he was just like, I see what you're trying to do there, but again, like that, like he had a very calm, cool, like demure answer, right? So this one person commented saying, I was influenced at first by the media and who this kid was. Now I'm so impressed and I wish for the best for him. Great kid and was brought up right. More humble than I expected. Good luck. Right. And so the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I think sometimes, right, and I've brought this up in the past when it comes to discernment, right? I get sometimes it's very easy to look at how something's being portrayed and like going with that narrative, but I think it just takes a special kind of self-consciousness and like reflection to know just because this is what's being portrayed to you, that's not the full context or the full story. Right? So like I just this just thought came up with Shador, but I see this in like every day. And even when we talk later on in the show, Love Island and stuff like that. Like when you look at something and you see it's being portrayed one way, it's like sometimes you just gotta take the little pieces of other things and see like, does that really make sense to me before I could sit there and make this concise judgment? Like this is the narrative I'm gonna go with when it comes to this person. But again, you don't know these people. And yes, I know media has a way of doing that, but also you have to take like into your own like what's the word? Control, like what you want to really choose to be the judgment. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, discernment is Rebecca's word of the month, if you haven't already noticed.
Yeah. So like that's just something I wanted to mention because I was just like, I mean, that was one of the instances, but obviously I feel like I've been having this thought process a lot recently because like I'm like, yes, people like media is gonna do what's the most entertaining, what's gonna get the most traction. Like everything's about views at the end of the day, but then it's up to you also to figure out how you truly want to have that perception be, to have that judgment for you to figure out how you want to continue going on. That's all I have to say.
I agree. Media literacy is very key when it comes to figuring out those things. My week has been okay, nothing entertaining, the same old thing. I go to the gym, come home, apply to jobs. I got a certificate. Y'all know I'm on unemployment. So because of unemployment, I can take like some classes for free and get a certificate. So girl, I got my little certificate. I posted up on LinkedIn because I gotta sell myself some shape, way, or form.
Period.
Let
Go
me tell
ahead,
you a
Shayla.
little. Thank you. Let me tell you a little story about this shirt. So this shirt was the shirt that I bought right after like my fourth round of interviews for a job. And similar to how I started going to the gym at 7 a.m. because I thought, oh, well, no, I started going to the gym at 6 a.m. because during that fourth round of interviews, I was like, oh, I need to get in the swing of things. So when I land this job, I already have a schedule in place of how I can go to the gym, but be on work on time. So similar to that instant, I bought this shirt because on this fourth round of interviews, I was like, oh, on my first day at the job, I'm gonna wear this cute little, you can't see, but it's like brown, this cute little brown shirt.
The fact
Um,
that I thought this was black
I
means
know. That's why
time.
I've been trying to change the lighting. So I said clearly I did not get the job. So I said, you know what? Let me wear my cute little brown shirt for the podcast. Um, since the people at the job don't want to see my shirt. So that's a funny little story. Yeah, that's how my week has been going. I'm trying to stay strong, be positive. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's my week.
Shayla, I'm not even gonna lie to you. A story about a shirt was definitely not the way that I thought you were gonna go with it.
Girl, that's been the highlight of my week. Other than being stressed, I also like a lot of videos been popping up on like on my feed about like high functioning depression. I'm not depressed. But like the thing about how like doctors tell you like don't Google symptoms because like you gonna think you have that. All those things are like I'm like, oh my God, do I have high functioning depression? Because I know for some people, like they don't talk to me about the fact that I'm unemployed because no one really could do anything to me. You know what I mean? Like unless you have a job or you're sending me opportunities, there's really not much you can do. And also the way my personality type is set up, like I'm not one to just everybody has their issues, right? Like everybody has something going on with their life, whether that's work related, health, whatever. So I'm like, I don't want to be adding more baggage to people that already have stuff going on. So I'm like, oh my God, do I have high function depression? Because I have to keep living life. I was telling Rebecca, I'm like, I kind of have to act delusional some days and act like, oh no, I'm not unemployed. Because if I think about it every single day, I'm literally going to have to be like, I don't know, put into a rehab place or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be like Onaja type delusional sometimes in order to keep moving on. Cause I'm like, yes, I gotta apply to jobs and keep the thing, but I also gotta be like, girl, at least I believe in God. So I'm like, God knows what's happening. All those 5, 6 rounds of interviews that landed nowhere, it's for a reason. Da 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 da. But other days, I'm like, dang, I'm down bad. But it is what it is. Y'all not here to hear about sadness. We're here for
No, but
entertainment.
honestly, I will give Shayla 1000% credit. Like I was telling Shayla, I some days where I just want to like complain or everything like that. Like, Shayla will be the one to be like, girl, at least you got a job. And I'm just like, yeah. But
Yeah.
like I also want to say, Shayla, like the fact that you get up every day and you go through this like routine and make sure that you keep yourself disciplined, I truly commend because I feel like I would need like a month to sulk, like just for a little bit.
The thing is like me having a routine makes me feel better. Cause if every day I would stay in bed until like 12, oh, that's like a setup for disaster. Like I have to act like I'm sort of part of society. Like, cause then sometimes I think I'm like, damn, I'm 28, single, no job. I'm like, damn, was it all worth it? Like I put so much emphasis into going to college and da da da. So I gotta act like, oh no, girl, I got to be at the gym at 7 a.m. because got to come home and do this, do this. Even though in reality, I could just be in my bed all day because, no one's going to clock me. But, anyways, that's a lot. Let's talk about the issues of the world as if life isn't enough.
Girl,
Comment down below if you guys can relate, please.
no facts. Also, you saying as if the next thing we're not about to talk about, not even
Is also sad. Exactly. Exactly. You hate to see it. As you guys know, we've discussed so many shootings on this podcast. It's actually insane. And it's like I don't even know what else we can say because it is a routine at this point. Nothing's gonna change. And I hate to be that person, but it's like I don't get it. So here's the photo. I'm gonna show you guys the photo if you're like me. I need to see photos. So unfortunately, tragedy struck a Catholic school in Minnesota when a gunman, that's the guy to the left, opened fire during mass. He killed 2 children and injured 17 others right as the school year was underway on Wednesday. The shooter's motive is still unclear, but the impact is devastating for students, staff, and the entire community. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara identified the suspected shooter as Robin Westman. He died of a self-inflicted wound after firing into Annunciation Catholic. That was the name of the church. That was also a school. Westman was 23 years old and had graduated from that school in 2017, according to a yearbook photo obtained by CNN. It's actually so, mind you, the school year for many people hasn't even started, but for this school, it was like a church, but also a school. They had been back maybe one day, and this is what they came back to. Mind you, it's kids that are like young. You know what I mean? Like not high school. I mean, regardless, it doesn't matter what school you are, but like it's kids that are like kindergarten to like it's just I don't understand it. And the thing that pisses me off even more is when these gunmen, these people that could like do these mass shootings, then they die of a self-inflicted wound. Because it's just so like I get it. The same way that I started off this podcast, like life is tough. Like I know this firsthand. I got no job, no, but I'm just like, I would never. And again, clearly you're not right in the head, right? Like I don't think someone that's all the way there in the head would do something like this. But it's like as like the United States of America, we need to do something because so many people are struggling mentally, physically, can't get a job, like are just so depressed that these things are going to continue to happen because everyone just feels like, is it worth living? You know what I mean? Like it's just so, it's very depressing.
And to reiterate the point that you first started with is like
Mm-hmm.
we consistently talk about these different shootings to the point where it's getting redundant. like I said in past episodes, and I will continue to say again, we know what the solution is going to be. But people are just so ignorant and think that no, if we do these restrictions, it's going to impact me, but don't realize how it's impacting everything else, right? The fact that you can't even send a child to school, the fact that your spouse, your sister, your aunt, uncle, grandpa, grandma, whoever can't go to a concert, can't go to a restaurant, can't go to all these different places. I mean, obviously you can, but in the back of your mind, I have to be what if this is like, and it's like sad because like nobody wants to think like that, but like, what if I never see them again? What if somebody decides to take whatever emotional, whatever things they're going through and decide, I'm so unhappy. Let me go make other people's lives equally as unhappy.
And I think it's also like it is a society issue, like an America issue, because there are guns in countries everywhere. Like the guns don't only exist in the United States, right? Like they are everywhere. But why is it that in the United States is where all these massive shooters or massive shooting incidents are happening? And I do think it's because as a society, a lot of people are miserable. They don't, and I'm not saying like that's an excuse, right? Because again, just because your life is, you know, a living hell doesn't mean that you got to make everybody else's life a living hell as well. But like, I think it's also, yes, we need we need stricter gun laws, but also like we need to implement things in communities to help like these kids. I don't know, a lot of times people don't even be outside for real with communities. They just be on their phone scrolling. the God knows what they're doing. There's no communication. People don't know how to talk to each other.
But
Like,
then I
I don't
just feel
know.
like saying that kind of goes to the excuse that people like to use of mental health. And then we say, okay, so how do we fix these mental health issues? Just like when we had the shooting that happened in New York, what, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? It's like, we already understand mental health is an issue in America. Like, I get that. But again, we use that as a blanket conversation when these incidents happen, just to be like, okay, we're aware of it. Mental health is the big issue. Guns aren't the issue. It's the people with mental issues that are the problem. And then when they have these problems, they want to impact other people's lives. And then there's nothing done, and then we're actually making things worse when it comes to getting medical assistance for things like mental health. But mental health is such an issue. So it's like we're not putting anything in to make it retroactive, right? So it's like, if mental health is the issue, what are you putting in place to help it? If guns aren't the issue, then why do these things keep happening, these mass shootings? I don't see mass stabbings. Like, I don't understand, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, the issue is that it's all talk, no action. The same people, and that's why I know Rebecca's not a fan of talking about politics, but this is exactly why politics matters, right? Because if you stay home and you never vote and at least, like, I'm not saying you got to be updated every single day with political news, because you'll go insane unless it's your job. You're getting paid to do so. But like, you need to be tapped into what's happening locally in your community, because it's like, okay, when something like this happens, you're like, oh yeah, we need change, we need this, we need that, but then you don't show up to vote against someone that's making it harder for you to, get the medical help that you need or get insurance. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just talk, because if you just stay home and you're like, I hate politics, but you also want to see change, you're not going to see the change unless you are a part of your politics. Like, it is like these people are the ones that are in charge with making these decisions, with voting on bills and doing all of these things. So it's just like, you loving how Trump talks because he speaks his mind is not going to be what's going to actually help make things better for our society. So it's very upsetting. And we've had school shootings so many times, like growing up, all these, I just remember growing up and doing like the shooting drills, how nervous I would be. Like, even though I knew it was a drill, sometimes when the drill people were taking it serious and banging and doing, I would get scared. So I can't even imagine the trauma that this will have on these kids, especially because they're so young. You know what I mean? Like, it's so annoying. And again, like, people be like thoughts and prayers, but if you're a politician, you need to be doing more than thoughts and prayers. Plain blank
But people
period.
also just don't care until something happens to them. So like
Yeah. That's
honestly,
we live in a very selfish society. But that was the major news story. I feel like in my eyes, a lot of other things happen, but I feel like this was definitely Trump is still trumping. He's trying to send the same way we talked earlier in the week about like he's trying to send militarize, like federalize the DC police department. He's trying to send people to Chicago next. It's just like, sir,
and
he
like
I
I
saw he put
saw
some makeup in his hand too. The same way y'all was clocking Joe Biden because he's so old. I need to see all the headlines about why is he covering his hand with makeup. Cause let's keep the same energy. Y'all was acting like he was in his early 20s. Please. Why is he wearing makeup? He's supposed to be so young. What do they call it? Like a spring chicken? He's supposed to be spring chicken vibes. Why are we covering bruises?
oh no, it's definitely giving decrepit and geriatric. But let's
Well,
get into
shout
our
out to our geriatric supporters. We love y'all down. If we
Hmm.
got grandmas watching us,
Oh
we
yeah.
appreciate you,
I'll
grandma.
talk about that specific
Oh, yeah, no,
that
no, no,
specific
no, no.
geriatric. I
Yeah.
do not
Okay,
care.
well, on to more lighter
Let's
news.
get into our social corner. Yes, welcome to the social corner. So we're just going to talk about some of the things that have been trending on our social interwebs, whatever you want to call it. So
Yep.
go ahead, girl. What?
No, I was gonna say, yep.
Okay, period. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. They are officially engaged. Look at that. We love to see it. Or do we? So Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey announced the news on August 26th with photos from Kelsey's floral-filled garden proposal. Taylor Swift showed off the old Mind Brilliant cut ring, which Kelsey designed with a jeweler. The jeweler's name is Kindred Lebec, right? And we could look at it again. As you can see, the caption was your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, right? um I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I when I saw that, I was just like, oh, but you guys know this is not a Taylor Swift fan type of podcast. I mean, we're happy for I love love. So anytime people are in love, I'm happy for you. But I was more excited like when it was news that Zendaya and her Spider-Man were engaged. I'm not really pressed about this, but love is love, and people were like over the moon, like so excited. But like again, to each their own. I'm excited for them. And I just hope that during this NFL season, they're not just focused on the wedding. It's just,
um
congrats and let's keep it pushing.
I think like for me, I went through like it was like a quick high then low, because like what.
Oh, I forgot. I also wanted to make this one last point. It also shows that men know when they like you. I know we did an interview earlier, and I think Terrence said something about along the lines like in 3 months, don't know if they want to marry you or something like that. Kelsey had been with Rebecca's fave. What's her name? Kayla?
Yeah, you just taking my point from
Okay,
my
with
mouth.
I am so sorry. Okay, I'll let you say it then. I didn't know that you were gonna say that.
It's okay. I went through like a plateau of emotions. Like at first I was like, it's her getting engaged before me, but then it's like, also Rebecca, you're not actively dating anybody. So like what are you talking about? Right. And then I was just like, I went to indifference. And then I saw like Kayla Nicole, like Shayla was about to say, he was dating Kayla Nicole for, I believe, about 5 years. If you don't know who she is, she's done sports commentation. She does influencing. She's a fitness influencer, but she's also just regular influencer. Like, very beautiful, pretty girl, right? And so that's how I discovered Travis Kelsey and the Kansas City Chiefs, is through Kayla Nicole, because like when I was trying to figure out what kind of journalist I wanted to be, I had discovered Kayla Nicole. And so like when I discovered her, I'm like, cool. So then I started following her on Instagram. I saw that she was going to all these different Chiefs games, and I was like, oh my God, like I love this. Like, yeah, she dating one of her players, cool, calm, collected. They ended up breaking up, and I still was a Chiefs fan because like, I was kind of invested, emotionally invested. And then I feel like as the seasons progressed, and then that's when Taylor Swift joined the picture, and I just kept seeing Taylor Swift, like my like for the team started diminishing and then going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. I'm not looking forward to, if Taylor Swift is at these games and I do see her on the screen, I will tell you this: the Chiefs got their last season with me, maybe for real, honestly. But the reason why we brought up Kayla Nicole is because Kayla Nicole was posting something on TikTok, and as always, people are automatically going to, fuel this like idea that she's so hurt, she's jealous, she's this, she's that, and like she had did a episode, like not episode, but she had did like something a while back where she talked about, people need to stop like bullying her and like remember that people are people too, like they have feelings and stuff like that, because a lot of the Swifties was in her DM saying, and like DMs, comments, anything she posted, they're like, oh, that's why Travis loves her more. Like, he never loved you. He's this, he's that. Like, as a reminder, like, yes, I spent 5 years with somebody and it never was going to amount to anything, clearly. Right. And I just think that's a sucky feeling, because it's just like, instead of celebrating your faves, like you see, I believe like with the Kansas City Chiefs, it was announced that like his jersey sales increased by 20% after an announcement of their engagement. It's like, instead of celebrating the people that you like, the team that like the people that you want to be together, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce getting married, but instead of celebrating them, you're going to still go and make comments and everything under Kayla Nicole's picture when she has nothing to do with it. I'm sure she does probably feel some type of way. Again, we don't know her, because like imagine being with somebody for 5 years and then they were somebody for like a year and some change and they're getting married. It's like a hard pill to swallow to understand, like, yes, I wasn't your person, but like, dag, like, what was wrong with me, kind of thing. Like, and as girls, I feel like you can't help but to think that. Like, I feel like most people can't help to think that way. But I just think it's weird that people like, instead of her like just posting content to be her, do her, like she hasn't said nothing shady, no nothing, like nothing like that. But people are going to make anything that she does now seem as if she's a hater or she's doing this. And I just think it's weird.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize on that point of like, men know when they want to marry you. Like, it took a year and a half max for him to put a ring on Taylor Swift. Meanwhile, he had been dating Kayla for 5 years approximately, no ring. So I understand that getting married is not for everybody, but for my girlies like me, that yes, I do would like to get married. Men know, men understand that. And if you've been dating somebody for over 10 years and they have still not popped the question and you guys have established that you do want to get married, maybe think about it, because you may be wasting your time. I think it is very important to make it clear, like, getting married is not for everybody. And if that's your understanding, great. But if you as the woman know that you want to get married, make sure that you're expressing that to your partner, because if you a decade in and no question has been popped in, baby, you might be wasting your time. It's time for you to realize that that man does not want to marry you, despite whatever he may be saying.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Oh,
When I saw that, I was definitely like, if you watch the reunion for Love Island, did you know it's like, do we clap? Like, that's literally like my reaction. Cause like, I guess go off.
mhm. All right. So on to the next topic that has been all over my TikTok and I have been cackling, especially now. Like, I need these laugh bad. One thing about Cardi B, honey, Cardi B is never afraid to show up in court. She will never say no to a day in court. Like, she got the best lawyers, and everybody that has tried to sue her has always been on the wrong side of history. I'm
But
so
I
sorry.
don't think you have a choice. Like, if you're summoned to court, you got to show up. No.
Well, I think you can choose whether you want to take the stand or not. You don't have to.
Oh no, baby, always put me on the stand.
Okay, well, Cardi B she'll never deny a face. She said, "Oh, baby, you want it? I will be there." And I don't know if this was coordinated because Am I the Drama? Her album is set to come out soon, so it's like she been on the headlines. Okay, whether it's for her music or not, Cardi B is getting the clicks, okay? So anyways, her civil trial began this week. So the civil trial for the 2018 assault allegations against Cardi B began on Monday, August 25th, 2025 in Los Angeles. The trial centers on a lawsuit filed by former security guard Imani Ellis, who claims Cardi B attacked her during a 2018 incident at a medical building. Cardi B's legal team denies any physical contact, asserting that Ellis was the aggressor who tried to record the pregnant rapper without consent. The proceedings are expected to last approximately 2 weeks, with Cardi B also scheduled to testify. She has already been testifying. And every clip that I have seen, I'm like, is this a SNL skit? Because the people asking the questions, I'm just like, mind you, there's been a lot of emphasis on like her appearance, and I understand the nail. They've been asking her nail shape, how long are your nails? And that point I understand, because the whole thing is like the security guard is claiming that Cardi B scratched her. So in that sense, like I understand, because it's like if you got longer nails, it's more likely to happen. Pa 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 pa. But the person that is asking questions is just like, let us play the clip.
Right.
Saying she was recording you, I am asking you this question. If she was recording you, why does it matter?
Because she's a security guard and I'm going to a doctor's office. It definitely mattered.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe
I
she
wasn't
wanted to
causing a
record you.
disturbance.
Time out. Let's not talk over each other, number one. Wait for him to finish
Sorry.
asking the question before you answer.
Do you own the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
No, I was walking to a doctor's office.
Do you agree that you were a guest in that building? You were
Yes.
a visitor, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, on my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it
Why
to
are
her
you-
now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
your
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for
The
herself
objection
again.
is sustained.
Again, I will ask you to tell us and admit to this fact that you are not disabled, correct?
I'm not what?
Are you disabled?
At that moment, no.
No. Are you disabled?
Overruled.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the
Okay.
things I can't do?
Fine. What was your disability on February 24th of 2018? What was your disability?
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size.
No problem. You were at a high level of anger when you were chest to chest with her, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
Overruled.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay.
On the date of the incident, did you have black hair, blonde hair, or different color hair?
I quite don't remember. I do know I had a hoodie on.
Okay. Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
Overruled.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. It's a good week today then.
Y'all, if y'all were wondering, did she learn anything from the Samaya incident and the merch being 3X selling out, baby? She said, I was a cute 130.
No, the part was like, you got her medical records, right? Yo, that took
She said, when she said, I'm like not quoting her, but she was like, oh, she looked like she could protect the building. This is why I say you can't take Cardi B serious, because even in a place of seriousness, she is very unserious. So if you yourself decide to take her, like,
yeah.
I'm like, I cannot believe that this is a real life thing. She said,
It's like,
you want me to tell you everything I can't do when I'm pregnant?
I just feel like, well, I feel like in a lot of these cases that we receive, even with the Young Thug case, I'm sitting here, I'm like, what are we doing right here? Like for what are we asking for real? Like, what is like, huh?
Yeah. And I also, the person that was like asking her questions asked her to like repeat something, and Cardi B was never afraid. She was like, she repeated the same thing that she had told her when she saw her that day. And I'm just like,
But it was
Cardi B said like, "Oh, this girl trying to get money from me." Like she very clear on that, and she said it again and again. And I think they're trying to like rage bait her, like get her to get so mad and get out of character. But baby, Cardi B knows she has everything to lose, so she's just like, "Oh, baby, you're not about to get me.
I was
Absolutely not."
busting out laughing also because it's just like I just don't understand. I really don't understand. And like even like at one point, like when I was listening to the one trial, like they had to tell the one lawyer, like, yo, like, why are you talking to her like this? And he was like, well, yesterday you guys complained that I wasn't talking loud enough. So now I'm making sure y'all can hear me. They're like, okay, but your tone. Like, I just
And also, it's like if you want millions of dollars for a scratch, girl, be for real. Be for real.
every day I say I could not be a celebrity. I really couldn't because it's just like, what are we doing here? And like I saw someone had said in like one of the comments on like TikTok, they were like, oh well, like if she needs to like fix up like her responses. I'm like, I would
No,
be
she
giving the
don't.
same kind of responses too, because what are you asking me? Why would you tell me to tell her what I said after you asked me? He's like, look at her and tell her. What are you like what?
Also asking about like her race and all of these things. I'm just
Like what is the relevance? And then it's also funny because like you hear her attorneys like saying like objection, this, that, and the third
mhm.
to every question being asked. And I'm just like, I watch too many criminal justice shows. I said criminal justice, crime shows. And yeah,
So
baby.
this is a civil trial, not like criminal. Like she's not gonna go to jail. She just would have to pay. But from the looks of it, I think that Cardi B is going to win. There has been other witnesses that have come to the stand. One of the doctors got on the stand, a secretary, and all of them are on Cardi B's side. I think also as a security, you are working. I don't care what the laws say. If you are working and you are going out of your way to record somebody in a medical facility, you got, again, like the same way we be saying like everybody be jokey and doing pranks. Every action has a reaction. So if you
Okay.
thought that it was cutesy to like, get your little recording in, mind you, Cardi B was not, the world didn't know that she was pregnant. So she's trying to hide, and she has all the right to. Yes, she is a celebrity, but at the end of the day, she is a human. And if I don't want other people knowing that I'm pregnant yet, who are you to try to break the news on my behalf? And one thing about Cardi B, she will always stand on business. Always, whether you like it or not. So I think that Cardi B will not have to give millions.
Yeah,
We'll see.
honestly, they need to. I think the best thing. What's the girl's name? Imani, is that her
I don't
name?
think it's Amani. Her name is, oh yeah, it is Amani Ellis.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Imani to do is to drop this now because one, everybody is taking these clips and no one's even listening to your side of the story. Like everything that I've seen, like I haven't seen nothing of her
She
testimony.
did go on stand, but her testimony was like trash. I'm like,
Right, but that's why I'm saying I'm like everybody is like also public opinion. I have yet to see anybody say, "Oh
mhm.
my gosh, like this happened to her, this that and that," because we all see this as foolishness. Like I would have dropped it as soon as I heard Cardi say it's a wig. Like, because what are we talking about right now?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen, there's so many other funny moments. Go on TikTok and watch them, because if you in search of a laugh, honey, Cardi B will provide that for sure.
No facts. Yeah, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is DDG. Well, yeah, well, Twitch world.
Oh, yes. So a lot of, I don't know, I think Twitch is on the rise. It's been on the rise, but I feel like more people are understanding that like this is a thing.
I just want to ask really quickly. So Shayla is gonna sign us up to do Twitch or whatever like that. Would y'all watch us
A
on
Twitch
Twitch?
stream.
Yeah, to do a Twitch stream.
And if you know nothing about Twitch stream, it would literally be like a live, like you know how people go live on Instagram. It's just going live. So on like raw, unedited. And we will be able, like, you guys could comment. People, how be like chat. We will call
W
you
in the
guys.
chat. W in the chat.
Exactly. So you guys could be in the chat and kind of interact with us as we're live doing.
Would that be something y'all are into? Let us know in the comments below. But Shayla, continue. Sorry.
Yes. So the Twitch world has been booming lately. Okay. So first of all, DDG launched a dating show called Are You My Ball? The Love Show. Kai announced that he's going to do Mafiathon 3, and he dropped the trailer for it. It begins in September 1st. And the trailer that he dropped was so good. Michael B. Jordan, Yes, the actor was a part of it, and it gave very cinematic. He did have a little Easter hunt in there that revealed that Streamer University will come back next year. And Streamer University was very successful. We talked about it on the podcast, and a lot of the streamers that did attend that, they've been up and booming. So shout out to that. And if you're wondering, like, what is Mafiathon 3? Essentially, he's going to be live for however long September is, and every day he has like new content, new guests, just action live, and they even go to sleep on stream, which is insanity. But baby, get your money. And last but not least, you guys know how I talked about Parasocial last week. So Agent, Emily, Cinna, and Your Age, they are now currently in Hawaii, and they're doing a Hawaii Pokemon marathon. So a lot of people are up and at it with their little marathons, and they are providing the content, honey. I think it's best when you don't know about these things, because unlike a YouTube video or a show, you watch it and then you go back to life. But when someone is live constantly and you like are entertained, you feel like you are attached to your phone 25/8. So that's not healthy, but it's fun.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I don't know for Shayla, but for me, I have yet to watch like a Twitch like stream at all. There was this like one little group or whatever like that I tried to watch. Like they would record it and put it on YouTube, and I tried to watch it. And I like, I get obsessed with things. Like I couldn't really get obsessed with it. Like I stopped after a day. But like I would like to try. Like I've never watched the Mafiathon, none of that. Like I've seen little snippets on TikTok, but like to say like I've gone out of my way to watch it, no.
I think the first time that I did like watch a live stream on Twitch was when the with the Agent and Emily situation, when I said they started their what was it? It was like Elden Ring, like a game show situation. But it's fun. I think because we are obsessive, take it from me, don't watch a live stream, because then you're gonna have to feel like you gotta be on your phone because there's no like, oh well, an hour show and then you're done. Like it's 24/7 live, and you're gonna want to be watching it. So it's not good for your screen time, because you're gonna
I don't know. I guess it would have to be someone like I truly like and I'm like invested in. Because like, even don't get me wrong, like I'm so happy for Kai's success and everything like that. But to say like I
haven't watched a stream. Like when he in the past streams, he's brought on like Drewski and Kevin Hart, and it's just like funny. It's funny. You gotta find people that you like, and then it'll be more entertaining.
Like maybe one day, like I'll be like, oh my god, like I like this one girl or something like that, or this one guy, and like they make me laugh and stuff like that, and I might go to watch. But I can't see that happening for me at the current
That's
time.
Fine. Comment down below if you guys know about Twitch. Do you follow anyone on Twitch?
Give me some recommendations, if anything. Like, let me know if there's somebody you think I would like. So the next thing we're going to talk about is another person that we've talked about in the past on the show, and we've gotten some backlash for our takes on him. Travis Kelce.
Girl, wrong relationship.
Okay. Rewind. So Travis Hunter and his wife welcomed a baby boy, right? So the Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback Travis Hunter and his wife secretly welcomed their first child, a baby boy, months after their May 2025 wedding. The couple announced the news in a YouTube video titled Dear Son, showing intimate moments from the pregnancy to delivery, including the ultrasound, gender reveal, Hunter's NFL draft day, and the baby's birth. Travis shared hopes that his son would follow in his footsteps, and they documented basically the whole pregnancy journey, and even predicted them it being a boy. And the pair had not previously revealed that they were expecting. I know there were some speculations before at her wedding that some people were saying like, oh, she's pregnant, she's this, she's that, but they never said nothing. So it's like we just saw this video now, and it's just like, oh, okay, so let me play the video before Shayla and I get into all the other stuff. Okay.
Is it going?
Did it come up?
This was my dream that I had in February. Today is March 26th. And this was the dream I had February 28th. I knew it was going to be a boy.
So
So
cute.
I know it is cute. And so in the past, Shayla and I talked about how people are so invested in this couple's relationship, saying that he's dumb for marrying her so young. He's dumb for not getting a prenup. He's this, he's that, he's this.
Mm-hmm.
After their wedding, we hadn't heard from them in a while, and a lot of people started speculating that they're getting a divorce, like their relationship ended, and that everybody was doing all these think pieces like, we tried to warn you, Travis. We told you she wasn't the one. You too young to be just selling yourself short like this, that, and that. You would have thought this was their brother, their son, they somebody. Now they got a kid together and they posted it and they're showing that they're well together still and that they're happy with the way that their life is going. So now my question is like, to the people who was spreading those rumors, like, do y'all apologize after you're wrong? Like, what do y'all do? Like, how do you feel? Does it sting your heart a little bit?
I just want to say congratulations to them. A baby is a blessing. And especially like it's a little boy and it's like, we stand. So I'm very happy for them. I'm happy that they kept it private because if their relationship got all that hate, I can't even imagine. Like when you're pregnant, you're already dealing with a lot of emotions. I be telling Rebecca, when I'm on my period, I get a lot of PMS and I'm like, baby, I'm snippier than a snake. Okay. So I can't even imagine when you are pregnant, the hormones are even insaner. I'm creating words if you haven't noticed, are even crazier because you're creating a life inside of you. So I'm glad that she kept it private and, did things in her own terms because the backlash and disrespect that was happening just because they were getting married was actually like the over analyzing over just her showing up to an event. Like I can't even imagine if she did announce that she was pregnant. The last thing you want to hear is other people's opinions when you already dealing through stuff. Like, get out of my business. You don't know what's happening with me and my man. And like, I'm glad that they did things in their terms and now the baby is here and healthy and they can continue with their relationship. Whether there's ups and down, bumps in the road, that happens in every single relationship. And you know it. And if it hasn't, then that's a weird relationship because at the end of the day, when two humans come together, we're not the same, right? Like, yes, people are going to have arguments, but that doesn't mean that they're not in a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for them. And I can't wait to see Travis this NFL season, right? His inaugural season. And now his son gets to, be a part of it. So that's super cute.
And like I saw somebody was saying, they're like, oh, like I bet you she had him keep it a secret. I'm like, what is y'all's obsession? Like, it's giving you got secret urges. Like I hate to be the one to say it. I hate to be the one to tell it, but it's just giving like y'all got like your crush is festering into obsession, right? Mind you, me and Shayla, like we said this in the past. There's nothing that this couple does that's going to affect my day to day. But I can still sit here and admit, like, oh, I'm happy for them, especially seeing how much backlash they got in their relationship. And like to what Shayla said, like nothing they did will ever make y'all happy. And y'all were stressing about a simple wedding. God forbid they did announce the pregnancy. The way I could imagine half of y'all in them comments, mind you, while they're dealing with this secret pregnancy, y'all over here spreading rumors that they don't broke up. So it's just like, what are we doing here? But congratulations to them. I wish them the best. Don't let the outside noise affect anything in y'all's relationship. Raise your baby boy. If you guys decide to have more kids, congratulations. I know they did get a cat together. So like y'all gonna raise that little cat, that child. Like, do what y'all gonna do. Ignore the outside people and just focus on watering and strengthening y'all's relationship. Cause F the rest.
Yep. And if you are a Love Island fan, don't you worry. The moment has arrived. The Love Island reunion happened this week. The very controversial Speedy interview was dropped. And in it, Becca's favorite half couple was brought up. Ace. You guys remember Shalays? Becca's a real big fan of that. And I don't know what happened in that interview, honey, but some people said Ace was talking a whole lot, and the people did not like it. So this is the moment you all been waiting for. Becca, take the floor on all things Love Island. I don't care about any of it, but go ahead.
So y'all, I've gotten into Love Island for the first time in my life, and it definitely will be the last, especially after seeing this Ace Speedy interview and seeing how the way some of you imbeciles decide to react, right? So, like, to me, let's start off with the reunion, right? I was ready for the reunion because Honda, if you don't know who Honda is, her is Huda, but Honda, right? So Honda was running her mouth in podcasts, moving real snaky, real grimy, everything like that. As we've seen in Love Island, it was giving very much like they were trying to give Huda, Honda, whatever y'all want to call her, this like redemption arc, right? And I saw through it. And like, if you remember what I said in our weekly rundown, I think it's very entertaining. And like Shayla said, media literacy is very important because the media, the way shows are edited, and mind you, as Shayla and I will tell you, when you edit a clip, it's very easy to manipulate and make it sound one way and then make it look somewhere else, some way else. It's
very easy.
Very easy to do so. You can change perception very quickly. But that's why when you watch these type of shows, you have to make sure that you, one, are aware and that you are conscious of how you already felt before. And before you decide to make a new judgment or decide to change how you feel about something, like look at everything in its totality. Correct? So the reunion happens and everybody kept saying that they're about to stand on business. That's been a big theme during the show. Everybody's talking about they about to stand on business. Jeremiah said that he coming. Before I continue, Denise, girl, your couple broke up. Your couple broke up. I love you, Denise, and I don't want to, I don't want to be my true Rebecca self, but girl,
right, girl, Denise is a real one. Let's not do too much on my girl, please. We appreciate you.
I'm not gonna say the phrase I like to say, but baby, I love you, girl. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So everybody was kept saying they about to stand on business. They about to stand on business. They about to stand on business. Baby, I was waiting for business. Okay. So the reunion started. It was basically almost 2 hours long. And honestly, they could have kept half of the stuff. Okay. They could have got straight into the nitty gritty of it. So Honda, she kept like trying to laugh, giggle, make it seem like everything she was doing was actually normal and sane, but the girl is really mentally unstable. You got Amaya sitting here like adding commentary, and after the reunion, you see people talk about like Amaya just lost a follower and me. Y'all irritate me. Not y'all, but the people who have made this season such a hellhole for me irritate me for the simple fact that like y'all have allowed certain narratives to fester and fester and fester to the point where like these people are receiving accolades that they never even deserved, right? Amaya and Brian won Love Island because people simply liked Amaya because all she ever did was cry. She said a few like mispronounced words, gave you a few little phrases, and talked like she had the fattest tongue in the world. And everybody just thought, oh my God, she's so cute. She's this, she's that. Me, as someone who has dealt with people like Amaya, I saw through that completely because I don't care how y'all tried to frame it to me. If you deal with 4 different people or 3 different men and they all say the same thing, at what point do you sit there and say, I need to look at myself? Right? So now reunion ends. Ace hasn't really done any interviews or anything like that.
Okay, but can you tell the people what happened? Like, was there anything that popped out of the reunion?
Oh yes. So during the reunion, Shelly and Olandria were really like clocking people. So Olandria finally got to Coco's dumb self. Mind you, Coco is so beautiful. I remember when she joined the show, I'm like, oh my God, Coco, yes, like you about to eat down, like you do this. Then she gets, voted off or whatever like that. And then she gets out of the island and she's running her mouth as if she's been there since the beginning. You've been there for 3 days, maybe a week, right? And you running your mouth. But then before the reunion even started, she apparently was trying to get in contact with Olandria, try to be buddy, but you was talking smack about her. You were trying to be shady. So then at the reunion, her and Coco finally decided to speak. And Coco was like, Olandria, like I DM'd you. And then Olandria was like, yeah, I wasn't effing with it. And basically. And so like now that's become like a whole meme. Olandria and Shelly officially addressed Huda as well about everything when she got into interviews and said that they were bullies and perpetuating this narrative that everybody. What Shayla? What happened?
Can you explain? I've been seeing a lot of people use this as a meme of like, oh, well, because of Netflix, I can't say it or something. Like
Oh my,
apparently someone was asking, I don't know if Andy was asking Huda to say something, and she was like,
yes.
oh, I can't because I got a Netflix contract or something
Yes.
like that.
So Huda, they had asked her about her current relationship status because she's dating this man named Louis Lewis, whatever his name is. He was on a Netflix show and he's been on other shows in the past as well. So they're dating right now. And so everybody like, so Andy had asked her like, what's your current relationship status? And so the imbecile wanted to open up them injected lips and say, oh, I can't speak on it because I signed an NDA with Netflix. I'm like like, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. And like even Netflix went and changed their bio to like, we don't got nothing to do with that, basically.
Oh my, yeah, I've been seeing that meme a lot. I'm like,
Girl, open
I
them
thought
and
she was coming on a show or something because I'm like,
no,
what was your relationship status got? I mean, I didn't know the context regardless, but I'm like, unless you got a show coming up, why can't you answer
no,
a question?
no. She opened them injected lip flappers and decided to just lie her behind off like she's been lying all season. But
Okay, now let's get into the Speedy interview and why a lot of people
that
have,
Shayla,
have been going against Ace.
let me finish this little quick part about the
Girl,
reunion.
little quick part is a stretch.
Okay, but this is also important to the whole thing. So another thing that's been talked about is the heart rate challenge, and they finally showed the whole release, like full clip of the heart rate challenge. And Huda basically started laughing, and it was like a big thing about this was like a big transitioning point between the love for Shelly transitioning to all the hate and like all this stuff because that like perpetuated that mean girl narrative that all this like, oh, she's jealous of Huda. I don't know why I'd be jealous of anybody who's 24 and getting Botox. Like, girl, be for real. Anyway, so it's like they finally played that clip. And I think for me, I'm like kind of just over it. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Like, there's really no more explaining to do when it comes to that. Another thing that they talked about is like the bullying that was the racism that happened against Shelly and Olandria from BuzzFeed posting a knuckle sandwich to them putting a Olandria's face on oh yeah, from them putting Olandria's face on George Floyd and then Huda's face on Derek Chauvin. Like it's like they've talked about that, and instead of Huda saying, "Oh, like I was gonna release a statement," and it was like revealed that Olandria and Shelly had a conversation with Huda saying, "Your fans have been doing all this different stuff. They have been putting out all these different narratives. They have been basically fueling all this racism toward us. Like, will you put a statement?" And Huda was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'll say something," and never said anything, right? And so like that was like, and the thing that Olandria almost started crying because Olandria was like, "Me and you were close. And like, this is all I asked you to do. And you couldn't even do that for me." And then Huda's response was, "Well, I received racism too." And it's just like, girl, when Shelly and Olandria got out of the house, yes, they both took their own little breaks that they could to readjust back into this, back into society. But they both ended up releasing statements saying bullying and this is not tolerated. Like, I don't tolerate this. Huda never did that. And her excuse was like, I was so busy. I had so much to do, this, that, and the third. Right. And I will say this, Shelly is much more mature than me because the moment Huda, who walked out of that house single with no man, would have looked at me in my face and said, "Focus on your relationship," I would have hit her with, "I'm focusing on my relationship. How focused are you about the relationship with your daughter? The one you saw for 72 hours and then you hopped on a man to go hop on a yeah, you hopped on that plane, hopped on a man. Girl, your is giving Easter Bunny. Okay. Clearly the battery don't never. Yeah, right. So that happened, all that, right? So Ace and Speedy. So this is like Ace's official, like official sit down interview with any type of like journalist or anything like that, right? So in the interview, the reason why Ace, because I saw some people complaining like what was even his end game. Even in the reunion, even though it was 2 hours long, there was stuff that was cut out, girl. People were not expressing themselves like they really said it. And so people were complaining like, "Oh, you said you were gonna do this and you ain't say that. You said you was gonna do this and you ain't do that," right? So Ace really wanted to sit down and do his own interview and basically make sure that nothing he says can be cut and you hear what he has to say fully and throughout, right? So one of the things he was talking about with Speedy is the fact that he was invited onto the show. Mind you, Ace already had a platform and portfolio built. He was on Jennifer Hudson. He had been doing all this content on TikTok already. So I guess producers for Love Island invited him onto the show. And his big thing was that y'all invited me onto this show, and y'all know, like, I was all about spreading positivity, this, that, and the third. And the way that y'all edited these episodes to make it seem like I'm opposite of what I really am is like what he truly had a problem with, right? And like he talked about like how he suffers from anxiety, and like you could tell, like, even when he's like defending himself, like his voice gets shaky and things like that. And it's like I feel that, like, I feel like because people see us talk like directly, like Shayla, you'll get it. When we talk very like firm on what we believe, but like when we get overwhelmed, like our voices start to get shaky, and people like think that like, oh, da 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 da, but like no, it's like I'm feeling so much at this moment that like the fact that I have to express myself to you is actually getting me irritated and frustrated, right? And one of the things he brought up was Nick Olandria, and that's Nick and Olandria. And he was talking about, Speedy asked him, who are your friends from the villa? And he mentioned Taylor. Taylor and Olandria were together, but Taylor basically played in Olandria's face. And, you know, I really wanted Taylor to go home anyway, right? He ended up with his, you know, the sound, I picked Clark. You got it. Whatever. He said Shelly, but obviously him and Shelly are more than friends. That's why Haitian sis, y'all know. He said Olandria, and he also mentioned Brian, who is was Amaya's man, calls to check up on him. And Speedy basically asked him, well, not Nick, and he basically said, like, and Shayla, this is gonna be a conversation for both of us, right? He basically said that he doesn't like the way that Nick moves in terms of, you say these things in private, but the moment we're public on camera, you're saying something else, right? And Ace basically said like he does not rock with that. And I agree, because it's like, Shayla, how would you feel if, let's say me and you go on some type of content show or whatever like that, and then people, like, you know, Shayla, people like to misconstrue your faces and everything, be like,
Yeah,
oh,
they think I'm a very mean person.
right. And like they sit there and they're like, oh, Shayla is like bullying Rebecca. She's this, she's that. She'll never let her do this. And like you come to me and say to me, oh, like everybody's like coming for me. Like I'm getting death threats. I'm getting this, I'm that. Like, and I basically said to you, girl, I'm over it. And I never say nothing to back you up. How you gonna feel?
I would feel some type of way.
Okay,
If
right?
we are friends, then yeah, because the true friend would be like, you know, Rebecca and I come at each other, but like, because we're friends, like we get each other, we get our humor, we get our personalities, and we know when it's getting to the point of like, oh no, like from joke to it's real serious, versus a whole community, a whole group of people coming at you. Like, there's a very different vibe. So if we're friends and I express to you that this is bothering me, I feel like as a real friend, you would be like, hey guys, I know you may not like this, but like this is my friend and I need you guys to relax with the hateful comments.
Right. That sounds logical to me. And I get it. Some people feel like, oh, that's like not controversial. What's the word? Confrontational. And I'm not a confrontational person, but it's just saying this person isn't who y'all are saying they are, and y'all don't know them, and you need to relax, is not confrontational. That is literally standing firm behind your friend's character.
But I
Right.
think the thing that I was seeing, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead and you're gonna be mad because,
No, it's
but like I've been seeing that it's like people are mad that allegedly he said that they're Nicolandria, like they're not a real relationship or something like that. Is there any truth to that?
So Speedy ended up asking, do you think that Nicolandria is real? But before we get into that, he was saying that the last conversation that he had with Nick was saying that I want to preface this by saying Nicolandria was never going to be a thing until circumstances and the fact that production made it happen, made it a thing. Okay. Sierra getting dragged out of the house because, you know, the racial slur that she used or whatever like that, feel as you want, feel as you may. When it comes to that, regardless of it, she ended up getting kicked out of the house. She gets kicked out of the house. They had forced Nick and Olandria to become a couple because they saw how many people on social media were saying that they see all these different crumbs, that they want to be together, this, that, and the third, like they see it. When they tried to test it out, they both said that it was very much physical. They felt no romantic spark, right? So that's basically what Ace reiterated, right? And so people are mad because Ace spoke up. I will say this. He spoke up to Shelly and Olandria's characters. He said they were not bullies. Black people on the show were treated as if they were the therapist, and they were not given the same grace that everybody else was given, right? And so when Speedy then asked him, "Do you think Nick Olandria is real?" his response was, right. That's exactly that's what it was. The silence. He gave
Oh, he didn't say yes or no.
He didn't say yes or no. And so obviously you can like, when you don't want to say nothing, but you want to say something, but then
right.
Because the thing is also Ace has a lot of love for Olandria. He has said this multiple times. Like he loves Olandria like a sister. They're really close friends. They're this, that, and the third. Then when Speedy was like, I'm assuming from your answer, like that's Speedy tried to push it. And he was like, I'm happy for Olandria. That was his response. So people were like, people are mad because they're like, you're basically adding fuel to the fire. You're basically putting Olandria's business out there and everything like that. And I just think for me, my whole problem is the fact that people were complaining that Ace never did an interview, correct? He didn't do an interview. He thinks he's bigger than the program, this, that, and the third. But in his defense, he wanted to do everything on his own terms because he already saw the type of edits that he was already getting from like production. Even for the reunion, they were still making him look out to be the bad guy. But my thing is, if you're gonna let me be the bad guy or make me look like the bad guy, put everything I said in, like everything I said, don't cut nothing and let people create a opinion from there, right? So now people are saying that he's jealous of Nick Olandria, but my thing is, why would I be jealous of a couple that was literally forced together because you guys made it so?
But also he not in a relationship either.
They getting close to it.
Okay, but neither of them are in a relationship.
They're getting close to it.
Okay, close does not mean that they're in a relationship. So it's just like, I thought, and again, this is like, if you guys are wondering why am I not talking, is because I don't watch the show. I just see clips, and from the clips, I kind of know what the talking points are, but I don't have any feeling towards any of these people. My understanding was that I thought all these couples were like a couple. I didn't know that it was like, so why is Shalace the thing if they're not actually dating?
So
That's
before
weird.
on the show, they were exclusive and they closed off with each other, but they never have. He hasn't officially asked her to be like his girlfriend, and they're not officially girlfriend and boyfriend yet, but they're exclusive. Like they're only dating and talking to each other.
And neither is Nick Olandria either. They're not dating.
They said that they're taking their time. They're doing their.
So who is dating?
All the people in the final four ain't together.
Just a waste of like, it was drama, wasted time, energy. Yeah, I don't even. Not even a couple.
Actually, what? Taylor and Clark are dating, I believe.
Jesus Christ, they are carrying that dang show. I thought Love Island, the purpose was to find love.
Right.
And all I've seen come out of it, all I've seen come out of Love Island this season is hate. So they might have to change the name of the show to Hate Island for the next season. Okay.
But that's what like people are trying to get at, is the fact that people literally ruined these like Love Island because they strictly wanted to vote for the people that they love, like they like, instead of sitting there focusing on the purpose of Love Island. The final four are not the people who are supposed to be the final four, because literally Amaya and Brian, they broke up. Everybody knew that, and mind you, everybody was calling Shalace scammers, but right.
Well, they're not dating, so they wouldn't even count.
They're exclusive. They're together.
Girl, that does not mean, if you have not asked me to be your girlfriend, we're not dating. That's the problem with our generation. Exclusive. I don't get it. So shout out to all the Love Islanders over there. Next season, it will be called Hate Island.
Let me just give my final point.
Okay.
My final point is, I personally do not look at Ace no differently. I love Olandria, and because of my love for Olandria, I tolerate Nick. I don't like the way that Nick has moved. What was that? Oh, got it. I don't like the way that Nick has moved in terms of like he wants to remain neutral with everybody. And realistically, you cannot remain neutral with everybody. Shayla will tell you there's friends that people that she like who I have distanced myself away from because we just do not connect. Sometimes you have to pick a side. Like sometimes you just have to. And it's like you can't remain neutral with everybody because that's not realistic. And a friend to all is a friend to none. And I have been saying from the jump, I've been looking at Nick sideways since the show. But people love him because they sit there and put him in connection with Olandria. So all this backlash that Ace is getting, people are like, you're putting a target on Olandria's back, this, that, and the third. The target was already there. He is speaking to his truth the same way that everybody's speaking to their own truth. The way that when Huda got on that podcast and said that she was speaking her truth, everybody who's her fan said, go ahead, speak your truth. When Olandria has gone on podcasts and spoke her truth, she has spoken her truth. It's like everybody, you can be mad at somebody, but you can't sit there and say that their opinion is not their opinion. If you don't agree with it, okay, keep moving about your day. But people are acting real crazy. All I'm saying is thank y'all for making Love Island the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. But also, Shalace, thank you for being the one positive that came out of it. Y'all can't make me hate Ace. Y'all can't make me hate Shelly. And I love Olandria. And I know a better man will be out there for her. And that is all I have to say.
I cannot wait for the research to be done on why people feel so strongly about this show. But we are over time, but I do want to talk about one sports topic. So let's go into a sports corner. You got 24 seconds and it's starting right now. So the U.S. Open is currently underway in New York City. If you don't know what that is, that's tennis. If you know, you know. I have this thing where I just, whatever is on ESPN at the moment, that's my new favorite sport. Yes, I still watch the WNBA. Happy birthday to Stewie. Her birthday just occurred like earlier this week. I know how I also mentioned that the Aces were kind of doing bad, but you know, they are trending in the right direction at the right time. So good for them. MVP candidates are still, you know, who will be the MVP of this season? We will see. But the main story today is the US Open because that's like only a short amount of time happening in New York. And recently, two tennis stars got into it. And I would love to get Rebecca's reaction to it, right? So a heated interaction between Taylor Townsend from America and Jelena Ostapenko, right? This happened after a second round match. And there's this, like, tennis has very strict rules. There's this thing that, like, if the ball hits the net or something, like, you're supposed to be like this, like, oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of like an unwritten rule in a sense, right?
Wanted to finish with a flourish there, and didn't she just do so very well to handle a moment when 5-3 down in the opening sets of this one. No love lost between these two. One thing you know for sure, Taylor Townsend ain't for backing down.
Not at all.
Taylor, congratulations. Fiery match start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Jelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
You were down 5-3, won 9 straight games. What changed for you?
Honestly, I just locked in. I mean, she was playing really well at the beginning, and, you know, when she was playing well, I didn't say anything. And so that just shows class. I mean, sometimes people are playing too good, and you have to just take it. But I turned it up another level, and that's what I'm most proud of today.
When I saw that, I said, you got to have some BALLS to come up to somebody and tell them about they have no class and no education. First of all, girl, no education, what does that have to do with anything about anything? It gives very, I think, racist. Because what you mean I have no education?
You know how I feel about people like testing me and trying to play me. The moment you sat there and said, you see what happens when you out the US, baby, the way I'm looking for you on every block and every corner, and I'm gonna make sure I take pictures and I'm gonna at you and say, I'm here, where you at? I'm outside the US, what's up? Because one thing about it, I think we need to normalize. And Shayla's gonna be like, Rebecca, don't say that. We need to normalize like people getting punched in their mouth. Like, who are you talking to? We really do. And I know somebody's gonna be like, well, you know, as Black people in America, we already seen as aggressive, this, that, and there. Sometimes, let me show you the stereotype you think I am. Because who are you talking to? What does my class have to do with this? What does my education level have to do with this? The thing that beats you here is skill, and you are worried about an ounce of a rule.
That's not even a rule.
It's not even a rule. It's like, I just don't understand. Girl, she held that conversation on longer than I could have. You was dismissed. I'd have been cheering on my people. And I think at one point she had said, like, learn to lose better. And that,
yes, it's literally sore loser behavior, because you're just mad you lost. Like, just say that. To sit over here and be mad regardless of if I didn't do the unauthorized rule stuff, you still lost. Like, even if I would have gone like this, you still would have lost. So focus on that. Come back for our next tournament, beat me. But to sit here and tell me that I'm uneducated or I have no class is very much, girl, sit down, take the L. And yeah, and also it's like, what? It's very much like you a sore loser. And she did go on Instagram to try to like make things better, but you guys know when it comes to a response, it's like, girl, you could have kept it.
And I saw that
could have kept that.
There were some people who like, because I believe the Shade Room had posted like a screenshot of her, like what she had posted on her story, and people were like, well, it is an unwritten rule, this, that, and the third. That outcome was that outcome regardless. If you felt some type of way, you should have sat at that press conference and said you didn't appreciate that and maybe made an official statement. But to talk to me like I'm your child, to talk to a grown adult as if you are like some type of disciplinary factor is like crazy to me. Like, you mean nothing. You lost.
And also, you automatically turning to telling me that I'm uneducated makes me feel like you already had that preconceived notion in your head that because of the color of my skin or how I look, you think that I'm uneducated. Not only am I educated, I'm even more skilled than you because I beat you. And when I catch you again on the court, you better back up all the stuff that you had to say, because trust and believe, baby, if I beat you again, it's going to be a problem. And now if I called you uneducated, I don't want to hear nothing, because again, every action has a reaction. And one thing about it is you came to the United, I'm not even like so pro-America, but you came here to disrespect. You said, oh, because you in America, you acting big and bad. Oh, baby, I will act the same way. I'm going to give Cardi energy. It don't matter what country I'm in. I'm a
the way I'm gonna hit you with the swiftness. Oh, she's just unskilled and unfit. Oh, and what you gonna say? What's next?
She looked like she could take care. She could be a security guard for the medical building.
Let me find out she worked with Amani.
And also, it's just like, I'm never gonna go like this. I'm really never going to act on the unwritten rule, because the way you came at me is crazy. Anyways, one thing about it is drama will bring people to sports. So if you are currently a part of a sport that gets no views, bring the drama, because the drama brings eyes. And on that note, if you made it this far, you're a real one. Comment a tennis ball for that. And for Rebecca, what Love Island emoji you want?
Girl, how you know it was gonna be Love Island related?
Well, I mean, you had a whole segment on it, I would hope.
Okay, well, I want y'all to put some playing cards for my boy Ace.
Okay, well, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on all our social media platforms at Too Much SB. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye, guys.